Ali Alexander, the founder of the so-called Stop the Steal group, testified Friday before a grand jury about his involvement in rallies supporting former President Trump ahead of January 6th. His testimony, which lasted nearly 3 hours, came after a grand jury subpoena in April seeking information and documents related to Trump's post-election events. In a statement, Alexander wrote he is assured that he is not a target of the investigation, but a, quote, fact witness. Alexander is the latest figure associated with the events from January 6th to face scrutiny from federal prosecutors. Joining us now, senior politics reporter for Insider, Camila de Chalas. Camila, great to see you again this morning. What more do we know about what Alexander said? What kind of information were prosecutors looking to get from him?
So Alexander didn't provide a lot of details exactly what he told federal prosecutors, but he did note that he spoke to the January 6th committee 6 months prior about his interactions with Republican lawmakers and exactly his involvement in the
Camila,
rallies.
We're having a little trouble hearing you. Let's stop for 1 second and try again. Sorry. You know, the Austria to D.C. connection's not what it used to be. Let me try again, and hopefully we have your audio there. Camila, give us a sense what you were saying about what prosecutors were trying to get from Ali Alexander.
So Alexander didn't provide a lot of information exactly about what he told federal prosecutors, but what we do know is that he met with the January 6th committee 6 months prior to his testimony, his talking to the grand jury, and we know that he talked about his conversations that he had with Republican lawmakers leading up to the January 6th insurrection and exactly all the rallies he coordinated before the insurrection took place. And that's very pivotal because, as you know, during the January 6th committee hearings, there was a lot of testimonies about how Republican lawmakers requested presidential pardons following the insurrection. And so he has assured reporters that, you know, he is fully cooperating as a witness, that he was not directly involved in the insurrection, and his role was to de-escalate what transpired in the insurrection. But it's very telling about what federal prosecutors are doing to ramp up their investigation into the insurrection.
Camila, let's also turn now to the January 6th hearings. They've been so compelling to this point. They're taking a little bit of a break. Those in the committee saying they need more time to gather more information. Also, though, aides have suggested that they knew this would be a busy news cycle with the 2 European summits and the expected Supreme Court decisions. But we're going to have at least one, likely 2 more hearings in the weeks ahead. What's been your assessment of the case that they've made so far?
Throughout these hearings, you have heard direct testimonies about how Trump was directly involved in an attempt to try to overturn the 2020 presidential election results. You heard direct phone conversations that Trump had with GOP officials pressuring them to try to overturn the presidential results. The latest hearing, you heard former DOJ officials talking about their meetings with Trump, about how Trump asked them to hold meetings, to issue press releases stating, or even sending a letter to Georgia state legislators asking them and telling them that they had evidence of voter fraud despite not having any evidence of it. And so what you'll see in these next hearings, and I've talked to Benny Thompson, the chairman of this committee, is them presenting more evidence about Trump's direct role in trying to stir and prompt a insurrection on the Capitol Hill to overturn the presidential election result.
Yeah, and aides have certainly telegraphed that when the hearings do resume, they have a lot more compelling evidence and testimony to present. Insider's Camila de Chalas, thank you so much for being with us this morning.